My name is Elaine Rumman. I am a retired school social worker, originally from Palestine, but I consider myself a citizen of the world. Our topic for today is Deir Yassin and the aftermath. On April 9, 1948, 1 month before Israel's so-called independence, the Ergan and Stern gang terrorists attacked Deir Yassin, the unarmed Palestinian village. They went from house to house, spraying bullets and throwing grenades. They then lined up men, women, and children and shot them. This was an intentional spark of fire done to scare the neighboring villages and towns so the residents would flee their own homes and land. 67 years today, April 9, 2015, the Israelis are still treating the Palestinians unjustly, inhumanly, to pressure them to leave. Israel controls all aspects of Palestinian lives. For the Palestinians, the Deir Yassin massacre has come to symbolize the destruction of Palestine. Remembering Deir Yassin today opens a lot of wounds and painful memories about the Zionist occupation of Palestine. It began in 1917 when Arthur James Balfour, with the pressure of Israel, wrote 117 words letter to Lord Rothschild asking for Palestine be the homeland for the Jewish people. These few words began the destruction of Palestine. Israel pressured President Rumman to support Israel, and then when they were declared independent in 1948, Truman awake at 3 in the morning in his pajamas to recognize the state of Israel. Dr. Clovis Maqsood stated, "This is not occupation, this is conquering." Not only have the Palestinians been occupied and terrorized by Israel for the last 67 years, but now the poor Palestinian refugees who fled Palestine and are now in the Yarmouk refugee camp in Syria are being terrorized by ISIS or Daesh in the most evil, disgusting, inhuman way. Another intentional spark of fire to get rid of the Palestinians. ISIS, a group that makes me believe they are supported by Israel because it is similar to what happened to Deir Yassin. I want to thank all the true intelligent leaders who are working for peace and justice. For all people. In President Obama's last State of the Union speech, he stated, "We will stand against violence and intimidation. We stand for the right and dignity of all human beings." I pray that these words come to fruition. Thank you for listening, and thank you, CTN, for the opportunity to express my views.
Hello, I'm Sean McDonald, and I'm the Artistic Director and co-founder of Arbor Opera Theater, a local nonprofit organization that was founded in 1999 to help launch the careers of emerging professional artists. Today, I'm very pleased to be here to talk to you about a new project that we're undertaking this season in collaboration with the National Network of Depression Centers and the University of Michigan Comprehensive Depression Center. We are adapting Verdi's masterpiece La Traviata to focus on the stigma surrounding mental illness. This is going to be a new adaptation in English, presented at the Lydia Mendelsohn Theater, June 11th through the 14th. It will be accompanied by full orchestra, a chorus, a ballet, and will be exactly the music that those of you who love La Traviata have come to expect to hear. It will be 2 professional casts, and we are hoping that this new adaptation will bring to light some of the most important issues and the truth behind the story. As a director, when I began to work on this project, I first thought about what is really this story about? Stripped of its surroundings, it really is an issue of stigma. And so then I began to have conversations with people about what did they think was a stigma of the 21st century. Over and over, people kept mentioning mental illness. Also, around the time, Robin Williams, the actor, unfortunately died by suicide. So it was on the hearts and minds of everyone involved in this production, and we really thought that this was the way that we wanted to go. So then I began to find a partner, and we were lucky to make contact with Dr. John Graydon of the National Network of Depression Centers and also the U of M Comprehensive Depression Center. They were very excited and very open to collaborating with us on this project and have been helpful in creating this adaptation so that it's a true representation of a person who might suffer from bipolar illness. We hope that you'll consider coming to see this performance between June 11th and the 14th at the Lydia Mendelsohn Theater, and also some of the events that we have surrounding the event. There will be a lecture at the Ann Arbor Public Library. There's also going to be an event at the Corner Brewery. It's an anti-stigma campaign geared more towards the millennials, but anyone's invited to come. And we also will have a talkback event following the performances where people can get information on how they might become more involved in fighting the stigma surrounding mental illness. Thank you so much for the opportunity to tell you briefly about this new project, and we hope to see you at the Mendelsohn Theater in June.
Did you know that 1 in 3 Americans die every year from heart disease? It's true. Heart disease is the #1 killer of all Americans. If you combined all forms of cancer, it still doesn't equal the number of people who die from cardiovascular disease. And heart disease is 80% preventable. Hi, my name is Tara Tomsick, and I'm the Director of Corporate Events for the American Heart Association. And I am here today to ask you to fight against heart disease and stroke by joining us at the Washtenaw County Heart Walk and Heart Hero 5K Run on May 9th at Eastern Michigan University's Rynearson Stadium on their brand new gray turf. We need your help to raise $200,000 and fund life-saving research and education in Washtenaw County. This event brings more than 3,000 people in the community to raise funds and spread awareness about heart disease and stroke in a heroic, fun-filled setting. This year's theme is to be a heart hero. So we're asking all of you to be heroic by joining us in this fight. With this superhero theme, you will have the ability to earn your own heart hero cape and wear it at the event. There will be plenty of heart hero activities, and superhero costumes are welcome. And you can even win prizes for best costume. Registering for the walk is easy. You just need to go to washtenaw.heartwalk.org and start or join a team. Registration for the 5K run is $35, and included is a mini superhero cape. Registration for the walk is completely free. We also have some fun incentives for you to fundraise. If you raise $100, you will receive the official 2015 Heart Walk t-shirt. $250, you have achieved Heart Hero status and will receive a red full-size superhero cape to wear. $500, and you will get a silver Heart Hero cape. And $1,000, you will be considered a top walker and receive a gold superhero cape, VIP parking, special recognition at the walk, and private VIP breakfast for you and a guest. The event is a family-friendly event and will have a kids zone including bounce houses, face painting, superheroes, and even a princess zone. There will be free health screenings, live entertainment, a mascot race, food and refreshments, and even a live bald eagle. To honor some of our local heroes, we will also have a real hero zone honoring first responders, fire, military, and police. Please invite your family and friends to also attend this. This is a pet-friendly event as well, so if you register your pet, they will also receive a pet superhero cape. The Washtenaw County Heart Walk Heart Hero 5K Run could not happen without the amazing support of our events chair, Eastern Michigan University's Vice President and Director of Athletics, Heather Like, and our local sponsors, EMU, Domino's, New Step, the University of Michigan Franco Cardiovascular Center, St. Joseph Mercy Health System, IHA, Terumo Cardiovascular Group, Epic Races, Credit Union, the Wellness Centers, and our superhero pet cape sponsor, Emergency Vet Hospital of Ann Arbor. We have all been impacted by heart disease and stroke in some way. A family member, a coworker, a friend. Someone we love has been touched by cardiovascular disease and stroke. We will walk to honor their memory and to honor this year. We will also stand as a commitment to make small changes in our lives to improve our overall cardiovascular health. Did you know that the American Heart Association has funded in the past 5 years over $11 million in research funding and education in Washtenaw County alone? We could not fund these studies without your help. Those dollars equated to saving thousands of lives in our community. All funds raised for the Washtenaw County Heart Walk Heart Hero 5K Run will stay in Washtenaw County to support the American Heart Association's mission of building healthier lives free of cardiovascular disease and stroke. For more information and to register, please go to www.washtenawheartwalk.org. Please join us and be a heart hero. We need your help to help save lives.
March is National Eye Donor Month, and we're celebrating by honoring eye donors and their families and partnering with transplant recipients to spread the word about eye, organ, and tissue donation.
The first National Eye Donor Month was proclaimed by President Ronald Reagan in 1983 to draw attention to the critical need for eye tissue donors and to celebrate the gifts they give.
This year, we achieved an amazing milestone with more than 50% of Michigan residents saying yes to donation by becoming registered as eye, organ, and tissue donors.
Through the Michigan Eye Bank and the generosity of donors and their families, more than 2,500 people received donated eye tissue in 2014.
These transplants restored more than sight. They restored lives, families, independence, careers, and hobbies.
When I was 5 years old, an infection left a scar on my left cornea, causing my vision to become extremely blurry. And so suddenly, with this blurry vision where all I could see were sort of general blurry shapes and colors, I was no longer able to do things that I really enjoyed, like playing outside with my friends or reading. The following year, at the age of 6, I received a corneal transplant, which restored my vision. And that was 25 years ago, and the 25 years of vision that I've had since then are because of the donor and their family and organizations like the Michigan Eye Bank.
In addition to providing tissue for transplants, eye donors also have the ability to change history by donating tissue for research to help scientists discover new cures and treatments for blinding eye conditions, which currently have no modern cure, such as glaucoma, macular degeneration, and diabetic retinopathy.
You can increase awareness of eye donation this month by registering as an eye, organ, and tissue donor, sharing your support for donation with your community, and following the Michigan Eye Bank on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
We're also excited to announce that we'll be changing our name to Eversight, Michigan on March 20th. Visit us online to join the celebration.
Hello, my name is Christine Shrewsbury, and I am a cyclist who is a member of Team MANA, the Michigan Association of Nurse Anesthetists. Our mission is to support charity events, advance public awareness of our profession, and promote wellness among our members through participation in cycling and other activities. 6 years ago, Team MANA collaborated with Dawn Farm to create the annual Dawn Farm Ride for Recovery to promote health and wellness as well as fundraise for Dawn Farm. With our Chicken on a Bike logo, we have drawn participants from all levels of fitness to participate, from families to the serious cyclist and runner. I'm here today to share information about the Dawn Farm 6th Annual Ride for Recovery, and that will be held on Sunday, April 26, 2015. The Ride for Recovery is an opportunity for you and your family and friends to have a great time and support a great cause. Since 1973, Dawn Farm has provided a continuum of quality services for men and women with drug and alcohol problems. The goal of Dawn Farm is to assist addicts and alcoholics in achieving long-term recovery. Dawn Farm will identify and remove barriers that prevent addicts and alcoholics from joining the recovering community. Dawn Farm programs include the Spirits Recovery Center, providing non-medical detoxification, 2 residential treatment facilities, a range of outpatient services for adults and adolescents, the Chapin Street Project, which provides supportive transitional housing for recovering men and women, active outreach programs including programs for individuals in jail, and special services for pregnant women and women with children. There are free community education programs and recovery support services. All Dawn Farm facilities display this quote from George Vaillant: "If you want to treat an illness that has no easy cure, first of all, treat them with hope." Dawn Farm often provides a last hope for people with addiction who have run out of options, and Dawn Farm is committed to helping people find recovery regardless of their ability to pay. Dawn Farm programs are developed to meet the needs of their clients with compassion, creativity, and hope. Community support helps keep these vital services available for those who need them, and your participation in the Ride for Recovery is a great way to help Dawn Farm. The 6th Annual Ride for Recovery is a fun and fitness event that will help to provide critical support to Dawn Farm by raising funds for their continuum of services. There will be opportunities to participate at any fitness level, with 4 bike rides to choose from and a run or walk. You can choose from the 100K Metric Century Serenity Ride, which starts at 8 a.m., the 40-mile Honesty Ride, which also starts at 8 a.m., the 25-mile Openness Ride that starts at 9 a.m., the 10K Willingness Ride that starts at 10 a.m., or the 5K and 10K Stony Creek Shuffle Walk or Run that starts at 10:30 a.m. Routes are along scenic country roads and through a local metro park. We will have 5 rest stops positioned along the routes with restroom facilities, drinks, snacks, and first aid available. We will also be offering assistance to cyclists with SAG support on all routes. Helmets are mandatory for all riders due to safety reasons. This event is endorsed by the Governor's Council on Physical Fitness, Health, and Sports. There's a $25 early registration fee for the event of your choice, which includes an event t-shirt, breakfast snacks, and a recovery celebration hot lunch. Deadline for registration is April 1st. After April 1st and up to the day of the event, registration will be $35 with no guarantee of a t-shirt. A suggested $50 fundraising goal is encouraged but not mandatory. Please contact Dawn Farm at 734-485-8725 for more information, or you may go to www.dawnfarm.org for more information. Registration may also be done online. This event benefits Dawn Farm, its clients, and outreach programs. It is a great way to give back and support Dawn Farm, who has so embraced our community. I've been a friend and a supporter of Dawn Farm since 1980. I stand in amazement as to how many people and families Dawn Farm has reached out to and helped over the years to assist in achieving long-term recovery. We invite you to come out on Sunday, April 26th and see what we are all about and share in a little health and wellness. And if you or anyone you know may need help for an alcohol or other drug problem, please contact Dawn Farm. Dawn Farm is here for you, and help, hope, and healing and recovery are all available. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Laurel Federbush, and today I'm going to present a theory of mine. It's called Paired Inverted Worlds Cosmology. It's going to sound a little wacky, so you can think of it as a mind-bending mental exercise or a science fiction story. First of all, erase from your mind everything you've ever been taught about the solar system or the universe or astrophysics, which is hard for people living in the university community, I know, but bear with me. Suppose for a minute that maybe everything we've been taught about the universe isn't real science, but is really just based on the drug-induced hallucinations of ancient sun worshippers in the East. Picture, if you will, two flat Earths stacked together like a couple of pancakes. Picture us living on top of one of the flat Earths. Picture that the sun and moon, relatively tiny, circle above us, pretty close to the Earth. Meanwhile, on the other side of the other flat Earth, picture other people we've never met living upside down from our point of view with their own sun and moon overhead. Now, picture that our sun transmits a special kind of invisible electromagnetic wave through the two flat Earths, and that these waves are received by the moon we can't see on the other side of the other flat Earth. Picture likewise that the sun we can't see on the other side of the other flat Earth transmits the same kind of invisible electromagnetic wave through the two flat Earths, and that those waves are received by our moon. Picture that the craters we see in our moon are actually holes that allow it to receive these waves, kind of like the holes in a telephone receiver. Let's say that this kind of special electromagnetic wave is something first imagined by the famous inventor Nikola Tesla, called scalar electromagnetic waves. It's a kind of waveform that can go through any obstacle and can even move backwards or forwards through time, which is a little bit freaky. Anyway, imagine that the waves being transmitted through the sun, transmitted by the suns through the flat Earths to the moons on the other side form a pair of stationary waves, sort of like a couple of invisible leashes or bungee cords, going through the two flat Earths and tying each sun to the moon it transmits to. Think of each sun and moon joined in this way as being simultaneously attracted to and repelled by each other, like a love-hate relationship. Also, you can picture each of the two flat Earths acting as a resonator for one of these sun-moon pairs. So, these two stationary waves or invisible leashes actually cross each other in our scenario, which creates an interesting reaction. It creates something else that was hypothesized by our friend Tesla. In fact, this reaction was named after him. When these two waves cross, they create what is known as a Tesla shield, or a series of impenetrable bubbles with the two flat Earths at the center. Let's picture that these bubbles rotate independently of one another, and that on these bubbles are bright luminous points that appear to us as the planets and stars we see in the night sky. So, let's sum up this image of the cosmos. Two flat Earths stacked together, us living on top of one, and the other people living on the far side of the other flat Earth. We have a sun and moon, they have a sun and moon. Our sun transmits scalar waves to their moon, and their sun also transmits scalar waves to our moon. The transmitted waves form a pair of invisible leashes, holding each sun to the moon it transmits to. The two leashes cross each other, and this creates rotating bubbles around us with points of light that we call planets and stars. Crazy theory, I know, but I'm actually kind of proud of it. If you want to read more about it, you can check out my new book, Flat Earth Meets Tesla, a primer in paired inverted worlds cosmology. The Ann Arbor District Library has a copy, so you can literally check it out. Thank you.
The Hotline Studio at CTN is the go-to place if you have an interest in video production but don't have a crew to get started. The Hotline Studio is a true one-stop shop for creating your own programming, because you'll have access to all the equipment of a regular production studio, but it can be operated by a single person without having to leave this desk. The impressive suite begins with the studio's remote-controlled cameras, which lets you set up shots via joystick controls, add custom text, images, and effects to spice up your program. And you can even use CDs and MP3s for added flavor. Multiple microphones means that multiple people can join in to help you run the show. You can also use the studio's own phone lines to take calls live on air. With all of this useful equipment right at your fingertips, the only thing you won't have is an excuse to not get started. You can find out how to take advantage of the Hotline Studio at a2gov.org/CTN or by calling CTN at 734-794-6150.
Are you a resident of Ann Arbor or a local nonprofit? Do you have an event to promote, an organization to advertise, or an opinion to express? Come to Community Television Network Studio to record your own 5-minute segment on Soapbox.
Soapbox is a free television program that lets you say what you want and get the word out to the community. You can talk about the services your organization provides, an event coming up, or just something you strongly believe. The program airs several times a week on Comcast Channel 17.
Here's how it works. Contact CTN to sign up for a time slot to tape your segment. You get 30 minutes to record a 5-minute spot about a topic of your choosing. You can bring props, write a script, dress up, do whatever you want as long as it's within CTN's production requirements. We'll provide a crew and set, you provide the talent and the message.
Soapbox tapes on the second and fourth Thursday of every month. All Soapbox segments are produced in CTN's state-of-the-art studio space, located at our facility at 2805 South Industrial Highway. To sign up for a slot, call 734-794-6150 or email ctn@a2gov.org.